What's up, guys? Today we're playing Epic 7, and today we're on a subscriber account, Sunbody Help. This is such a fun account to play because it's different than what I'm used to. I'm used to a lot of accounts that need help with Abyss or Dagger Sakar or even doing hunts. This account being very PvP focused, very end game guild war, things like arena, things like RTA. Now we're getting to build some of these heroes, but to do that we need some gear. So today we're going to roll some of our equipment and try and build up the heroes that I'm missing for sort of the playstyle that I want to have as we're going through and accomplishing those goals. So let's go right in and get started. Let's start off today by rolling some gear. I have a pair of boots lined up. Now when I'm looking for a piece of gear, I want to have at least 3 substats that match. This means that we have crit chance, crit damage, and health. We can mod this flat attack and defense or into attack percent, and it will be pretty good. We can also modify it into effectiveness. So we want this to roll high in everything except for flat attack to get that mod. Some other combinations that I like are things like HP defense, crit chance, crit damage. I'll even take something like attack defense, crit chance, crit damage. I will take HP defense, attack, crit chance, HP defense effectiveness, HP defense effect resist, things like that. Things that you can pull maybe into an attacker, things that maybe you can pull into a soul weaver or into a knight as well. So we get a +4 here. To start off, I want to have a 29. I started with a 28. I want a 38. Now I got a 37. So we're within our range. Once it rolls to this flat attack, now we're off our range. So I want to have a 47. I get a 43. Now I can mod this into like something like a 10% attack. Right now it is at about a 7% attack. So it's not going to go up significantly, but if you wanted to keep going from here, you could. Now, if it rolls into a flat attack one more time, then I think that you just abandon it. It does not make any more sense. All right, so I won a 56. I get a 55. Pretty good roll into crit chance. Now, I mean, can I get a max roll here into crit damage? That would be fantastic. Let's do it. Flat attack, and now this piece is garbage. When you see that you have a practical pair of boots, this comes from equipment conversion, and you'll get much more cores if you extract it rather than selling it. But for the most part, I try and go in and sell all that type of equipment. Now let's go into our rings. So this is another good example. We have crit chance, crit damage, effectiveness. I would like to see speed here. So if we can avoid that flat HP and roll some pretty good other substats, and I think we'll be good. I want to have a 38. I only have a 31, but we do get crit chance onto a crit chance set, and that's pretty nice. Max rolled there into crit damage. I want a 47. I get a 42. So we're not really making up any ground. But if I continue to go here and then mod out that flat HP, then we'll be good to go. 6 there. I want a 56. I get a 51. Should we continue? I think we should. Let's do it. Very nice. 63. I want a 66. So now we're right on target with that max roll. This would have been a min roll. If it would have been like a 4, that would have been not amazing. Would have been, you know, kind of basic, right? Kind of basic. How much does it take? It takes 8 to go all the way to the top. Let's do it. No flat, no flat, no flat. Yes, thank you very much. We get a 76 here, and I don't think that I have materials to do the modification. I want to mod this now into speed. And there's a lot of good heroes that we can put that on. Let's go and see what else we have. Now we have a crit chance with no crit damage. So it's going to be pretty much the same thing. We want high rolls into crit damage, high rolls into speed. HP will be okay. Avoid the flat. We get flat right away. Makes it easy. There we go. Now we see effectiveness ring. Anytime I have effectiveness ring, I want to roll speed. Almost all of the people that you have, all the heroes that you have that are going to utilize high effectiveness, things that are like 200 effectiveness, even 150 effectiveness, they want to go fast. They don't want to go slow. Unless you're pulling in something like a counter dizzy, right? You don't want to be too slow and have an effectiveness type build. Now this is a 27. I want to start with a 29. I need at least 2 rolls into speed. We don't get that first one. If I don't get it by the +9, then I usually give it up. There we go. So this is something that I'm not going to continue. I need to have this to be a fast piece of gear. Now this one had attack, defense, and effect resist. So I'm looking for things like attack, defense, health, speed, crit chance, crit damage, speed, effect resist, or health or defense, something like that. And that will be okay to use on some heroes. But we're not going to continue with this one. This one comes in similar. We see this flat defense here. As long as we can avoid that, at least 2 rolls into speed. We get a min roll. Come on. And not doing any better. So now we're going to abandon this one as well. That's just too bad. Now we have a speed ring with speed set and crit chance. That is pretty good. Let's see what we roll. We get effect resist, not ideal. Now, if I mod this into crit damage or defense or HP, I'm going to get about 10. So we're going to get about 38. 38 is where I want to be. So now this makes it much harder. We have to avoid effect resist and avoid flat HP. 50% chance. Max roll into crit. Very nice. Oh, I don't want to go too high if it's going to be bad. There it is. Ah, hate it. Hate it so much. Now we have a 55. I want to be at a 56. So if this first roll had gone into speed or into crit chance, I would have continued it. But I can only mod one of these things out. I can mod effect resist or I can mod flat health. You want to mod the flat health because that will increase your gear score here. So who would we want with 4 speed, 10 crit chance? This would come out to about like maybe 7 crit damage or 10 defense or 10 HP, and then some effect resist. I would feel better if this one up top were effectiveness. I will say as well that if I had a bunch of materials, I might keep going with that. But as you see, I'm getting pretty low. Let's go ahead and we're going to ban that one right away. Don't want to have the effect resist. This one, we see speed crit effectiveness. We get that effect resist again. Man, no luck today. This is something that I just don't continue. I don't want to waste a whole bunch of materials if it's not going to roll my way. Now, a flat defense isn't bad. It's not. I don't want to roll it on the very first turn, but this would come out to about 10% onto a defensive hero who has a 600 base defense. So attack, HP, defense, speed, and then more defense. There are some heroes that would want to use this, but I would still want to get at least 2 rolls into speed or some pretty max rolls into HP and defense. And I'm thinking something like a Senya, right? I'm thinking something like a Arunka, or even some heroes that have burns or bleeds would go well with here. But a lot of those heroes like Bihu, they want to be faster. So this 2 is not going to cut it. We're going to maybe come to that if we have more materials later on. Now, what we want here, speed, crit damage, we want to avoid a flat HP and then see if we can get into some crit chance. We get flat HP. I need to stop saying that. I need to start saying things like, "Hey, I really hope I don't roll any speed. Please, Smilegate, don't triple roll speed. That would just be that would be horrible. Don't give me 12 speed." Oh man, it was working for a second. All right. So we have 8 that will reforge into 9. We can mod this into HP or into attack. I want a 47. I get a 46. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. No more. Oh, max roll there. Nice, nice, nice. We're gambling. It's not. Ow, you know what? Not terrible. Not terrible. We're gonna mod this bottom one. I think it's good. We are going to not roll flat HP right here. Hey, another max roll into crit chance. I want an 80. I get an 81. Nice recovery. Very nice. 18% crit chance. But unfortunately, we need to mod this out into a 7 to 11 attack, or even an HP would work, but I think attack based on the heroes that we have. Let's see if we can get lucky with some other pieces. We see that we have a speed, attack, crit chance. I'm thinking Ran. I'm thinking triple rolls into speed. That's what I'm thinking. I'm feeling it. Okay, my feelings haven't changed. I'm still feeling it. Okay. Okay, I mean, it's good. I want a 56. I get a 53, but we do get two okay rolls into crit chance. If we can get crit damage with crit chance, that is a good piece in my book. Not a lot of heroes use crit damage without crit chance, so having those two rolls is welcome. Now, what you need to have is you need to have more than 12 crit chance on every one of your pieces to use a speed set with a pen or a speed set with a torrent and not use a crit chance offset and still hit 100% crit chance. So if we can get two rolls here and then all the rest of the rolls into speed and attack, that's going to be a good piece. Let's go ahead. We're going to the top. Maybe I can use up my powder. Oh, I can't. Let's just pull in 80. Then we'll use up some charms. That did not carry me very far. There we go. Yes, let's do it. Now we can choose to mod this effect resist into effectiveness. You can mod it into HP or defense. You can even mod it into a flat attack. Flat attack will keep it at about a 79. You might go down to like a 78, but that's still better than having 4 effect resist, which is just useless. It's useless. Either you want to have a bunch of effect resist or you want to have none, right? Now this one here, you would just roll this for speed. I don't have the materials here, but if you had speed, defense, HP, attack, well, that would be a good piece for someone like a Charlotte, good piece for like a Bellona, right? A Moonlight Bellona, or you can pair it with crit chance pieces that have really high crit sub rolls. So let's say you get like 20 crit chance on a crit chance set. Well, now you can use a piece like this that did not have crit chance on it. All right, this one not worth it. What I want to see is 3 substats that go together. So I cannot mod out 2. I can only mod out 1. The odd man out here is the flat health. So this would have to be something other than flat health for me to continue with this. So let's go ahead and we're just going to kill that one right now. Here we go. HP defense speed. Again, HP defense speed. We want to see some of that substats that go together. This one is pretty low. We see a 25. I want a 29. Minimum 23 on heroic piece of gear. We have crit chance. We have health, so we can put it on a health-based attacker. We have flat attack. We can mod this into defense or mod it into attack. I don't think I'm going to go with this one. We just don't have the materials for it. And is that it? I think that might be all the pieces that we're going to roll today. Let's try and roll this one. This one is a good piece that can pivot. We see crit chance, we see attack, we see health and effectiveness. So if I can roll high into health, well, I can have a good piece for something like a Brieg. If it rolls really high into attack and not into health, then I can have a pretty decent piece for a hero that wants to be about 220, maybe even a little more, right? But now we have an attack and a health. So now we're looking at more bruiser gear. Don't forget that if you have a health-based attacker, the attack stat will give them a higher amount of damage. So this is not a wasted roll. Effectiveness also not a wasted roll. If I get a roll or 2 into crit chance, You're still looking at a pretty decent piece for a lot of heroes that just don't want to go super fast, but still need to have high stats. Things like a Tenebria, or things like your Expedition heroes, or even things that maybe want to be more bulky while doing pretty decent damage. So, not really wasted there, but I don't have the materials to continue it. Let's see if we have anything else we want to continue today. This piece, not bad. We have speed, effect, resist, and defense. I want to see an HP percent here. There we go. HP percent, effectiveness, and to speed. Very nice. Let's go ahead and roll some helmets. Looking pretty good. I want to have a 47. I get a 50 here. Now we have a 61 and a 73. I want a 66. So if I roll this all the way to a plus 15, this is going to be pretty good. We're going to look at somewhere around about 85. 85. Let's go ahead and take that all the way up just for fun. Lots of defense, and there we go, 86. Very nice. When we mod this one out, we're going to get to about 100, which is great. I would rather have seen one more roll into speed, but definitely going to be a good piece. Today, I want to go in and fix the Hawk. I have changed Unbound Night Airwell. For how we're using her, I think lower speed, more HP. If we can get to 30k, I think that will be pretty good. But we have that fat, juicy effect resist, and she's going to bot out all that damage. Now for my Zahak, I went pretty much this. I went faster. Let's see what we can do. I do want to get some crit chance. I want to make sure that I am on speed and also on pen set. Now I think what we want to do is we want to go for something pretty decent here. I think that we could possibly go with this. This is pretty good. We can possibly go down here as well. Let's go ahead and pick this one, and then we will do crit damage on this very top thing. I think that would be pretty good. So that will come later. Now we are going to look for some speed. This right here, perfect. We're going to put that on him. We're at 217 because we need to come in and do a little bit more onto the chest plate here. It's not bad. It's 4. I would like some more than that. Let's go with 10. And then now, well, we have too many here. Let's see what kind of speed pieces we have. This one is attack, crit damage, speed. This one, no attack here. I think what we do is we keep this and see what else we have onto the weapon. This build looking a lot better. We need to replace this one on Flappy Hat Lilius. You can see 17 crit chance here. We can do a little bit better while getting 9 speed and 16 crit damage. We also don't want her to have health, so overall this is a bad piece for her anyway. We also know that the Mercedes cannot use a piece that is onto a pen set, so we're going to swap this over. This is a better build. We'll still get a couple more points here of speed. We'll get a couple more points of crit damage and also attack. This effect resist, not amazing. Maybe I can find a different helmet. Let's see what this looks like first, and then go and see if we can find a different helmet after that. Overall, I do like it. 261 is a good amount of speed. 3500 is where I want to be. We can maybe get a little more crit damage through some of our gear. We can see that that one rolled 103. This one's an 80. Very nice. We're missing a crit chance there. What would make that one a little bit better. We can mod this one down here and take out health and put in crit damage. Overall 95, pretty good. 104, 103, and 96. This is pro gear. I like it. We're going to go ahead and go with this. Now, when we come down, we want to look at Leia next. I do want to build a Leia. Now, she works, I think, on her own artifact. She also works onto the candlestick artifact. Let's go ahead and beef out a Leia. Now, what I want from her is pretty simple, honestly. I want to be about 230, 240 speed, 25k onto HP, and everything else pretty much whatever. So let's see what speed pieces that we have that we might be able to use. Now, I actually want to look at all of the health pieces first and see what we can do with health. This one is an 18, which isn't terrible. This one's a 24. That one looks a little bit better, I think. So let's see if we can swap that out and go with a speed plus immunity. There we go. That brings us down to 23. We get that juicy 44 speed helmet. Very, very nice. Now we want to pull in. We don't want to remove his gear at all. This one actually looking pretty good. Maybe I'll swap that piece of gear out. Looks like, yes, very nice. Now we're going to go to some speed onto our neck and then onto the ring. That's about as good as we're going to get, I think. And then, of course, we're going to go back to the pair of boots and we're going to pick up something that has a high amount of health. We can potentially steal this piece here. I'd rather have it on Leia than have it onto Ice Cream Dream. Who else do we have? We have this one with effectiveness. This one will actually go better on Ice Cream Dream, so let's go ahead and do that. I like that one a little bit better. And see if maybe we can pull in HP or even pull in one of these immunity sets, right? Let's see if we can do that. Before I switch this out, I've decided that we can be a little bit slower here at 243 because we can hit that 25,000 mark. So let's go ahead and we're going to pull this down. She's going to be fun to use. We have to go find our other one though, and we're going to have to replace her boots. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. There we go. And some speed. Where is it? Speed, speed, speed. Now we have a little bit more of the effectiveness while still maintaining 200% effect resist, so no harm done on our Ocean Breeze Luluka. So those are two heroes that I really wanted to upgrade. Now let's see what else we have to do today, and maybe we can, try out these heroes in battle. I think I'm going to save that for the next video. We have a Lethe here, and she has quite a lot of HP. I usually like to see her a little bit faster than this. Can we get anything more out of her? 25k, 235. This looks better. Honestly, this looks better. Now, I think that what I want to do is I want to find some necklace here, or what is this? The helmet. It's not a necklace at all. It doesn't even look like a necklace. I don't even know what I'm thinking. We want to find a speed and or HP set. That's going to be just a little bit faster while having quite a lot of HP as well. If we look at her, this one has 32, fantastic. 24, 39. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. HP on those two pieces, very nice. And then we have a 17 here. So there is some room for upgrade. There is some room for upgrade, which is good because as we're rolling future pieces, maybe we can utilize those. Like this piece here. We see it's on a Hazel. Does Hazel really need to be super fast? She doesn't, but that pulls our Lethe to now 242, which I do like better. That is better. Now we could also make our last rider Crow a little bit faster. I think he will be good like that. And let's see if we can get a little more HP out of this. This one is a 23. This one is a 17. There we go. I think that is going to be a nice one. And we'll find another ring for our Hazel. Mascot Hazel, I really don't use Mascot Hazel. I hate her animation, so we're just gonna throw some extra gear that we have lying around, and we're even gonna hide one of these level 88 rings. I don't recommend rolling anything like this. If you do have some, you can drop it on your support heroes that maybe you use once here or there. Now we could actually do a lot better on Mascot Hazel when we look at some of her gear, but there's really no reason to put it onto her when we can utilize this gear onto someone else. So we're going to try and find someone a little bit better to put it on. Next up, I like to use Briar Witch's Zarya. Now she's very good in the meta, but when you want to use your Briar Witch, we're going to boost her up maybe with a 15 or a 20% combat readiness increase. She has to be at 220, and I want to get her some more damage as well. So let's go ahead and see what we can do for our Briar Witch. She should be pretty good. Not bad. No crit there. We do need to have something. Now, I want to run her on speed. I can probably also run her onto Torrent set. And so now we are looking a little bit better here than before. I think we're definitely looking better than we were before. This one, 31% crit chance. Dang. I'm not sure I've even seen that high. I know I've never rolled it, that's for darn sure. I have never rolled that high a crit chance. Let's see, when we look at Torrent set, do you have any of your Torrent set that have a pretty decent speed on them? We see this one from Haste. Come on, bro. Haste? We're definitely taking that piece. Definitely taking that piece. This one is not terrible. I want a 74 on heroic gear. We see some speed, we see some crit and crit damage. Not a bad piece. I would keep it. I would. There, we keep this one. So speed torrent set. Can I get a little bit more crit damage out of this ring? So I think we're going to go ahead and go with this. I like it. 99% crit chance, 50-50. But we're going to live on the edge, right? Let's go live on the edge. Let's see, we're going to kind of test this out. What kind of crit chance can we get onto something like a knock wall, right? We do have some things that we can do here. We have 15, 16, even 19. Now, she doesn't need to have crit, but we'll put it together. It'll give us some extra stats, and that will be just fine. Here's another 19. This one, 18. Now we have to separate one of these two if we use that 18. So let's see if we can come down and find one that is going to be onto a speed set. This is going to be something that some of you may have an issue with, where you're not able to put, every piece of gear on everyone and still make them fast. This one, man, only a 5. Only a 5. Now I also want to have onto my knock wall really high effectiveness. And if you don't have effectiveness rings, then that could also be very troublesome. Let's see if we can get to at least 150. We get to 122, but only 55 speed, 55 speed. So let's see if we can swap around some gear, maybe get a little bit better here so that we're able to use our knock wall. Here we go. We have 270 now. I do like this a little bit better. We're still a little bit shy onto the effectiveness, but now instead of going with the crit chance up top, now we have something that's going to be a little bit easier to deal with a little bit higher speed. This is the highest speed we can get onto a helmet. I don't see anyone else that has effectiveness besides the Zeo, but I think I would rather have the 3 extra speed than 26% effectiveness. Let's see what that looks like. 267. We could use a little bit extra speed onto Zeo. We don't actually have to have him over that 200% marker. We also see here that one's only 10. I don't want to drop down 6. And then these ones are pretty much going to be set. We have 16 and 13. We can take down this guy 4 speed. That puts us at 273, 150. Let's do this. Death Dealer Ray, we can give him a 4 less speed. I think that will be just fine. And now we should have our Knockwall built. Now we are going to be using her onto Guiding Light. That is a good artifact, especially if you are going to put her onto your arena or your Guild War defense. This kind of stat should work. Ideally, I would not use, well, I guess all of this would work. I'd like to have more like an AOL build where we have 13, 1400 onto defense and then 14, 15, 16k maybe onto health with getting close to 200 effect resist. Plus, she looks cool. She's a terror. I like it. I like it. She, I think, is a little bit scary because she just stares at you. Midnight Gala Lilius now, we have to replace her necklace. Now, I think what we're going to do is just swap out the necklace from the Zahak that we had earlier, since we were able to bring him up a little bit higher now. So let's see what we can do here. Now, what I want from her is I want to have quite a lot of attack, quite a lot of crit damage with as low HP as possible. When she gets down to below 9,000, she should be able to one-shot all of these heroes that are looking like maybe 20k or more. So with this, a little bit faster, a little bit more attack, a little bit less HP, that one looks pretty good. And we can also reforge it. Now it's a little bit low. 74 is a little bit low, but this is about where we would want heroic gear. So even though it's low, she's going to do well with it, and I wouldn't mind reforging that piece of gear. Now when we come onto her pair of boots here, we do see some crit chance and attack and effectiveness. This is something we can put onto someone else. So let's see if we can run her onto a different pair of boots that doesn't have crit chance and doesn't have health. This one, not bad, not terrible, but it does bring up her HP just a little bit. In my opinion, I think that we would do that. Now let's see if maybe we have another pair of boots that we can do here. This one, I think we want to save for someone else. I think there's some heroes that we can use that on for sure. Maybe we have something that has some crit damage as well. Now this pair of boots is actually not too bad. We see 74 again. It looks like we have a double or a triple roll here. So we have at least one roll here and at least one roll here. Then it looks like at least 2 rolls there. So this is going to come out to like a 13 or a 14. When you take this into attack and reforge it, now you're going to come out a little bit higher, and we'll go ahead and show you how that's going to work. So let's go into the consumables, and we don't have any here for attack, and that's okay. Let's go to speed, and for speed we want to get a greater attack modification. Very nice. Now we'll modify this, and you can see 13 to 17, 74 goes to 76. Now we're going to reforge it. Plenty of reforge mats here. And we get a 90. Now a 90 plus is a good score. This is not something that is going to be bad gear, and she can use it. Ideally, instead of effect resist here, we would see, actually this is not bad. We see defense, crit damage, attack. Then this might be a crit that no one rolled into. It might even be like effect resist. Yeah, perfect. Even flat defense I think would be okay as long as nothing rolls into it. And now she's going to perform a little bit better with less crit chance, more crit damage, and it helped that we were able to swap out her gear. This one, I think, is going to be okay. Another couple of speed, another 3%. Yeah, overall, not bad. It's not the highest on my priority list, though. Maybe you'll get something that's a little bit better. I couldn't help but test it. Now we are looking at a green Sid. This is actually pretty nice. I don't mind that at all, but we're going to need to have more crit chance here. So let's see if maybe we can put up something with a little bit higher crit chance. This one has a 12, and that's good. This one does not. So let's see if maybe we can pull in. We're going to lose out on attack. 25% attack if we swap that one out. Not the best option, but it might be the option that we have to deal with here. Let's see, we have a 12% crit chance there. That one is pretty nice. This one is a little bit less onto crit damage. That one would give us one more, but a lot less attack. This one, I think, is 12. Yeah, 12. Not terrible. Not terrible. That does remove our speed set, though. Let's see if we can get onto a different helmet. I've decided that it can be worth it to have more crit chance. That way we have that cleave, then we can sort of build up his attack later. Now for my Sid, I want to run him onto Wind Rider. That one's going to be great, and we're going to level this up to plus 15. That should be fine. Now when we want to look at his exclusive equipment, this is not the one we want to use. We want to use Gain Advantageous Element. So make sure that you're picking this up. It doesn't have to be a max chance for effectiveness, but that will help because that'll give him a little bit more. So I'm going to go and pull one of those to make sure that I have the proper Sid that I like and to make sure that he's able to cleave. 240 is good speed. I'd like to get 3,000 onto attack, but we can work on this, building it up over time. Here we go. We're going into Guild War. We have so many heroes that we need to try out. I can't wait. Zahak, we're going to bring him in. And you know what? Let's bring in a Briar Witch Azaria here as well. So what we should see is Cerise goes and does AoE. She knocks it all down. He buffs up. They kill. Everyone dies. Everyone is happy. Well, I'm happy. They're not happy. What do we do up top here? I think we bring in any kind of knight. I do like Last Rider Crow. He is pretty cool. Unbound Knight Airwell will work here as well. Really, any mitigation knight should be fine. Then let's go ahead and bring in Dark Corvus, and then we'll bring in a healer as well. Not Death Dealer Ray. We don't need to deal death at the moment. What we need to do is get some healing in. I actually really like Angelic Montmorency here, but I think this one is only level 50, so a little bit concerned she's gonna get owned. Who else can we bring? How about we'll bring in Doris. Let's go, let's get this one done.
I'll show you the real deal.
Now for this battle, I'm actually just going to hit auto, not too worried about it. One time in the future, on, I guess not one time, but on the next UI update, they're going to be adding some UI changes where once you hit auto battle, you're going to be able to select which one of the heroes that you want to fight. And that's cool because it's really very difficult to do when I come in and try and click it. I have to like wait, and it's ×2 and my mouse is all over the place and I don't know what I'm doing and I click the wrong thing and then 5 or 6 skills goes by. It's a terrible thing. We're not going to kill on this very first one, but we should kill on the second one. So we'll come back when this one is dead. That one turned out a lot tougher than I thought. They were super tanky.
Sorry.
Dark Corvus pulling
I
it
had
out.
no
Dark
intention of
Corvus was the
losing.
hero that I really loved, that I really wanted. This
Follow
was
the
an
light
amazing
that
hero.
Prove your
You
worth.
know, like everybody wanted Boobs McGee and everyone wanted Big Booty Judy. I wanted Dark Corvus, which I don't know what that says
I'll do
about
my
me,
best.
but pretty
I'll
cool.
finish this
So we
soon.
see here that we have 260 and 240. That boosts us up against whatever these things are. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kill this and hope that she is going to kill this
I'll
Arbiter
repay
Vildred.
you
I probably
what you
won't
never
get
felt.
through all the way on Zahak, and that's okay. Bringing him
Is it my
down,
turn?
30 or 40% HP should be pretty good, especially since I have the
This is going to hurt.
the barrier. What's that thing called? Skill nullifier? There's Arbiter,
I'm
goodbye. And then
left
now
with
let's
no
go ahead and
choice but
silence
to
all
let
of
her
you
on to
with my
you. Your
200
salvation.
Angelica. There we go.
Assist me.
I'll go.
We don't care about your assistance.
Resist as much as you can.
And now I think we're going to, let's go ahead and we got to kill you before you get your next
I
turn.
won't stand down.
We don't care
You
about
challenge
this
me?
Cerise.
Fine.
4,000 there with that new Briar Witch that we got. That worked out pretty good, pretty good. I'd like to see a little bit more damage on her if I'm being honest, but I think that she did work out pretty well. I also don't think that she's a plus 15, so
I'll
that can
take
give us a little bit more
flash.
damage. But first
Eventually.
one's in the bag. I like it. These new heroes turning out pretty good for us. Next up, let's go for the next main tower. Main tower, that's how we do. Is it a main tower? It is. Main tower. That's how we do. Now, on this top one, honestly, this is a tough fight. I hate it. I don't have the right kind of heroes for this. Normally, I'd bring in something like an Elena. I might bring in a martial artist Ken and a Rimuru here, and they just kill everyone. But I think what we have to do is go with something more like a full light team. Something like this. Last Rider Crowd should be able to kill everyone. Now onto this bottom team. What do we want to do for this bottom team? Zahak, he could kill everyone. He could kill everyone. Zio can do a pushback here. We could bring in a Dark Corvus here. Usually with this kind of hero, let's do it. Now, I want to use Leia. So we're going to bring in a Dark Corvus. We are going to bring in Leia here. That should be fun. And then let's go ahead and we are also going to bring in Rowana. Now, this might not work because we might not have enough mitigation for all of this damage, especially if they do a ton of damage. The alternative to this is to try and kill everyone. So who can kill this? Maybe we can do that. Let's go back to Zio. Let's go to Bologna and let's go to Zahak. And then basically we just try and one-shot everyone. That might be kind of fun. This is a typical setup that I like to do. So let's see if this works. Oh no, we have maintenance coming up. That's not good. Better finish this video pretty fast. Now what this team wants to
I
do
study so that
is
I
this
can help
team wants
others.
to have a very high
Please let me
attack
heal you.
Senya,
For
and
victory!
they want to do a lot of
A lonely
shenanigans
heart
with
forever
that
wandering.
Lilius. But we're not going to let that happen, are we? Oh, you
Never
got
had
no
anything solid
chance.
before. Weapon system
You've got
deployed.
no chance. You don't hit hard enough
Run 'em through, Siegfried.
for this. You don't hit hard enough. This is just going to be the Siegfried show.
Grant us strength.
This is going to be the Siegfried show.
Spear
Now
will
look,
not
we have
doubt.
Senya here, and this is one of the reasons why we bring at least 50%
I made it
onto
in the nick of
your
time.
Unbound Knight Airwell. You got all these juicy buffs, and now we're going to take
Your
off all your juicy
ideals
buffs. She gets a
will be rubbed
50%
down
increase to
upon you.
effectiveness when she has no debuffs on her. So now we just don't care about this Senya at
This
all.
way.
They have no healing, and we're just going to take care of it. Piece of cake.
Need me to go easy on you?
Actually, we should be going into this
Till the
K-Ron here.
Let me show you the results of my research.
We don't want him to
Picks their battles
get too many counterattacks on us. But he's just not doing enough damage for this.
I'll do what I can.
We're going to Soul Burn onto our last round of Crow to speed this fight up just a little bit. And that should be fine. Yeah, I think that should be fine. We're not even healing.
Got me.
Another trial to overcome.
K-Ron, I'll tell you, he can be pretty
I'm not
scary,
half
can
bad.
he?
All right, let's roll.
Let's roll.
No.
I actually don't like Last Rider Crowd that much. I think that the whole futuristic sort of vibe he's got going on here doesn't really match the game, doesn't really match, but
That's what I do.
he is pretty fun to use. He's an amazing hero, and he's growing on me. He is growing on me a little bit. Aaliyah's knife there. Oh, he got pretty close. Pretty close. Not too bad.
I will protect everyone.
K-Ron laying it down on me.
I've lived.
Here we go, Senya again. We see 16,000 HP down
Never
here.
let anything stop me
Senya, I
before.
think,
Let's
I think you run her closer to 20k, and she does a lot better than 16k. Mine just always dies, all the time dies. I can't use her properly. The problem is me, I know it, but I cannot use her properly.
I'm not half bad when I try.
Now this is going to kill, and then we're gonna save our stun on Airwell so that we don't get another one of these barriers up.
Picks their battles wisely.
Actually, I think the barrier comes from there, so all we have to do is not heal anymore, and there won't be a barrier. Then we'll go ahead and take care of this list. That one worked out pretty good. I actually didn't think I was gonna win. Now let's go ahead and see.
Power of the chosen one.
Oh, look at this. So we have 260. This is about a 250 Angel of Light, and also 250 onto her. That's why that we pull up our Zahak to 260. Now we have to hit Angel of Light on this first one, or else she's gonna boost up. We got really high effectiveness, so that's good. Now we want to give the attack buff here. Very nice. And then now we're gonna go ahead and delete her. Now you see that she has a buff on her. Don't care. We're gonna crit, and we're gonna destroy a. Very nice. Now what I want to see is, can I get a kill here? I don't think that I can. We have 18k. Let's see it.
Come like the autumn leaves and scatter upon the
Are we gonna see a Landy solo? Don't solo. Don't do it, Landy. Okay, good. There we go. Actually, and then we get to show you a little bit more of Zahak. I love my
Assist as
Zahak.
much as you
We're going to
can.
soul burn this. He's going to nuke on his S number 1. Now, he does have a little bit of a chance to miss. I think it's like a 15 or 20% chance here to not crit, but he does soul burn S1.
Consider this an honor. Who still remains who could stand against me?
Here we go, last battle of the day. I can't wait to see who we're gonna fight. Now this bottom one's a little bit easier for me, so let's go ahead and start with that. So we're gonna go ahead and pull in the Zeo, we're gonna pull in Zahak, and we need somebody right here. Let's see, can we bring in someone who's light? We can probably bring in this Savior Aiden. She might do it, she might get it done. She might also die, when she gets blasted by this Ravi. We have Lionheart Surmia who could help as well. Let's go ahead and bring that in instead. Now on the top one, what can we do? One thing about this Landy is that you can't put her to sleep, so Death Dealer Ray not as good. Can we bring in a Lethe? Hmm. Can we bring in Ocean Breeze Lulika? Possibly. Who else could we bring in here? We could bring in another. Who else is HP based attacker? Who else could get that job done? Don't really want to use Veronica here. We could bring in our own A Ravi, but I would really like for her to be onto a counter set. Let's go ahead and bring in Karina. Is it going to work? I have no idea, honestly. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it out because I want to try
Give
these
all that
heroes.
you
And if
have
we die,
for the
that's
glory
okay.
of Perlin.
That's okay. At least we got to try some of these heroes
I'll
out.
make you kneel before me.
Now we're going
Just a
to
moment.
get
I'll be
rid of
right
all
there.
of
Here's
what
one
you
of the
did.
house.
There we go.
Whenever, wherever. That's the
And now who do we
Lulika
need to
Rush.
kill here?
You're giving me
I
a
hate them
headache.
all. But who do we need to kill? I think we need to do the soul burn on the S number 1 here. And then go in S number 3, right? I think something says her first soul burn is free. I think that's what it says. What does soul burn even do? Grant an extra turn. So we could soul burn here, then get another attack. Let's go ahead and do that.
Get out of my sight.
We do see the counter.
Bon
She
voyage.
gets a miss. Extra attack. This is why I
Earn
like to
your
bring in
place.
Rowana. There we go.
It's fighting
Now
time.
let's see if we can go ahead and delete you. I wouldn't mind if we did that. I actually wouldn't mind if we deleted her either. She's probably the bigger threat, but let's go get
With
rid
skills
of
like
this.
yours, you never stood a chance.
I haven't looked at this Karina. She has 18,000 HP, which is very nice.
I can
Not
do it
enough
too.
damage there, though.
The time has come.
You don't give orders.
Landy doing Landy things.
What a waste
Oh,
of time.
man. I know. I'm sorry. It is a waste of time. Another counter.
Brace yourself.
I don't think we're going to survive this. Here comes a Landy solo.
You name it, I've got it.
What does this do? Increase combat readiness. I don't think we care about that.
I'm ready.
What does this do? Decrease defense. Look, she's back to full HP. Man. This is not going to work without a Rowana. I think it might have
Take
worked
care of
here.
myself.
It might have if we did not have to worry about
Blockade
all of these
complete.
counterattacks.
Don't let them escape.
Also, I switched targets. That probably wasn't good, but I changed my mind. I feel like we're going to get owned by this Conqueror Lilius here.
I won't fall.
Battle preparations complete.
No more counters!
Bon voyage.
No more counters! Oh, she didn't get a chance to land that extra attack. Now,
Scar those
no,
in our way
no,
with
no.
destruction.
Ice Cream Luluka did not help there. Lethe did pretty okay, honestly,
Your emperor?
but probably should have chosen some better teammates for her. Now let's come in and look at this team. We see again 240 here about, this is 260, it's about 240. So we're gonna blast this girl back, then go ahead and kill this one. So this is one of the reasons why I like to bring in 200 effectiveness.
Be
Let's go.
afraid, sinner. Fear my judgment.
Nice. Now we can, beef someone up if we really need to. I actually don't. So let's go ahead and just do this S number 3 and kill us an Aiden. Oh, so close. What happened?
Take no for
future.
What happened?
This is what a perfect cut looks like.
Is it an extra bulky Aiden? Is that what
My
it
turn
was?
now.
Wow, that was embarrassing.
Go.
She's gonna go into
Would stop me?
her. She's on Proof
I'm
of
going to
Valor.
provide
That
some
is good.
entertainment.
Can't kill you yet. Let's just hit you. We're gonna lose Zio here, but it's our last battle, so I don't really care that we lose
You're getting in
Zio.
my way.
Let's go ahead and we are going to boost someone up. I think that we'll boost up her.
Overpower them all.
As long as she
Prove
doesn't
your
go
worth.
before her, then she's fine. And then let's go ahead and kill this. Very good.
Don't ever ignore the power of someone with something to protect.
I'll give you a
Oh,
taste
man.
of defeat.
All right, who do we want to go into? I say we go into this Arrowell.
Resist as much as you can.
I think Zahak is going to get it done.
Come on, I'll take you all down.
I was born to be a hero.
By my destiny.
Lionheart Sirmia is so
Cut
cool.
you down.
I think I kind of like the bad girls. I don't know.
Guiding light.
I think I kind of do.
Are you sure you can handle this?
She's less ex-girlfriend
I'll
and
finish this
more
soon.
the girlfriend that you wish that you could have.
I'll give you a taste of defeat.
Now we have Robbie, and as Nebula says, that's enough.
Exhausted already? I'm just getting started.
What they don't have though is a Sahak. So let's go ahead and we are going to put down some
Trivial
of this
creatures don't deserve
Proof of Valor on Ravi. Still hit
My turn
7,000.
now. A lion never relents.
Now with the Proof of Valor Sirmia, she does not have any healing. So this is where the Golden Rose could come into play. Let's get this hit in. Counter attack. Kill.
Fight. Grant me power.
Oh man. I wanted her to kill that Sirmia.
to prove your worth.
That's alright. Let's go ahead and get the attack buff
I'll
up.
finish this
Get
soon.
onto the Soulburn S #1, and now that's a dead Ravi. Very nice. Today was an amazing day. We geared out a lot of heroes. We took some lessons from our last video and we geared the heroes better that we needed, including faster or more damage. And that is very important to learn from those mistakes and then to adapt as you can. It's not always a fast process because you have to grind and you have to farm a lot of gear, but that's part of the game. If it was very easy to do, then it wouldn't be worth doing at all. And so keep at it. Build on your accounts every single day and you're going to get there. I promise. You're going to look back and you're going to see exactly how far you come. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoy this video. My channel is non-profit, so all the revenue from this video and all my videos benefits the society same as DePaul, and you can find more information on my channel page or in this video description. Give me a like so other people just like you can find it as well. Until next time, happy hunting and good luck on your battles.